I'm sure if you've been on Twitter or on Reddit, you've probably seen it everywhere. All these happy maggots talking about how Trump's New Jersey rally was so off the rails and he's so popular and there were so many people that he's totally going to win. And when a lot of them talk about how happy they are that Trump's New Jersey rally had so many people, they show pictures from other countries. Yeah, New Jersey is in play for real Donald Trump. Could Joe Biden draw a crowd like this? Trump had a rally in Brazil. This is a shot from a Rod Stewart concert back in 1994, where multiple millions of people showed up. I think it was, by the time the concert ended, something like 4.5 million different people lined up and down the whole stretch of beach to check out Rod Stewart. And they're so confident about how many people in New Jersey went to see Donald Trump that they're posting pictures from a Rod Stewart concert. And there are other ones too, although I think I lost most of them last night. All of these just lying delusional freaks all over Twitter posting random images of crowds that have nothing to do with the rally at New Jersey. And then he brought in like some convicted rapist, former NFL player. Yeah, there's that fat turd talking about how Donald Trump is a superhero. When you indict him, you unite us, MAGA. I don't know. It's kind of like it's so old, but yeah, I tried to save it, but Twitter automatically refreshes on you. And but people on Reddit are saving them. All kinds of delusional shit like this posted around. Actually, I made a whole shit ton of jokes about it. Yeah, enthusiastic audience of over 600K near Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is what victory looks like. This is what a movement looks like. There is no way Trump would ever lose a fair election. Does this look like a crowd of someone who lost an election? Yes. Yes, it absolutely does. And then they're coming up with these numbers. 600,000 people, 800,000 people. And then they're showing photos of crowds in the millions, and you know, a lot of these people are just like copying what other people are saying without even looking it up or researching for themselves. It's kind of sad. And then, and I think another big part of it is because all of these people, they're so used to their backwoods podunk towns and their backwoods podunk states that they look at pictures of crowds and then they'll think, oh my God, there's one woman on Twitter, oh, you can't look at this crowd and say that he's not going to win the election. You can't look at this crowd and say that we're not the majority. No, you're the minority. You really are. New Jersey has a population of 9.2 million people. 9.2 million. So if we believed you and we were very generous with our estimates here, and we said between 6 to 800,000 people attended this New Jersey Trump rally, that is literally 0.08% of the state population. 0.08%. That's not even 10% of your population in the state of New Jersey. And they're flabbergasted. They're like, wow, New Jersey is such a deep blue state. New Jersey is so blue, and look at all the people that went to the Trump rally in a blue state. You're right. You're right. It's a blue state, and something like, what is it? 91.999% of the state wasn't there. That's not a majority of New Jersey. But, when they come from Frog Dick, Mississippi, or they live in Mormontown, Utah, or like, I hate gay people, Idaho, just noticing no empty spaces and empty seats, which is usually the norm for Donald Trump, must seem like so overwhelming to them and so exciting for them. And then they post pictures like this. A Rod Stewart concert from 1994. Yeah, that's totally Donald Trump's crowd. Oh, Jesus Christ. These people can't even math properly. And they're really not looking. They're just copying what they hear and see from other people. Roger Stone, this is kind of stupid even for him. Guy just saw this somewhere on Twitter, so he copied it. And anyway, yeah, sorry folks, but New Jersey still is a very blue state, and that's why all of your maggots in attendance don't exactly mean that he's got New Jersey. It's the opposite. You have 90 some percent of people in the state who stayed the fuck at home. and would never go to a Trump rally. It's actually kind of abysmal if you think about it for a state like New Jersey to have so many people not attend. And if you were so confident about this, why the fuck are you posting pictures from Rod Stewart concerts? Why are you posting images of everything but the New Jersey rally? There was even some dick, some guy on Twitter, who actually said something about how Joe Biden couldn't get a crowd like this because at Joe Biden's rallies, they have nothing but empty space and empty seats. Like legit cold, hard projection. I have never seen an empty seat or empty space at anything involving Joe Biden. Definitely have with Trump. And that's why they say it. And you wouldn't have to say it if you were that confident. You wouldn't have to lie. You wouldn't have to try to mudsling, project Trump's problems onto Biden. You wouldn't have to post Rod Stewart concert pictures. But, this is what they're going to do. What you're watching when you see these photos and you listen to their comments and you hear them hoot and holler over this New Jersey rally, you're still seeing fear, straight up. You're seeing fear, you're seeing the same insecurity as they've had for a long time. I think a lot of these people know that he doesn't stand a chance. And then they talk like they're not transparent like a window pane, like we're not going to know exactly what's behind it. That's another reason this country laughs at them. This is another reason, I almost feel bad for these people. I really do. They remind me of like little special kids. That's why I mention a lot of times that all of these people have to be voted out, because when you get down to it, that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people that are just, they're not bright, they're not mature, they can't control themselves, they lead with emotion, and it's really sad to watch. We have to vote all these people out so that adults can run this country again, all across the board. Shows you what they think about the intelligence of their average supporter. Not like it was a secret, but damn. Because New Jersey is definitely known for its mountainous, island-dotted coast. Stone might know that it isn't Jersey, but he knows the mindless followers will think it is. A lot of my family are MAGA, and something they often say will be, I know it's not true, but it's true in spirit. They'll look at the picture, they'll know it's not New Jersey, it's Brazil, and then they will repost the tweet saying, we're definitely going to win this time, guys. New Jersey, go red. The victory of the MAGA cause is not just collecting a bunch of idiots, but convincing people that acting like idiots are more beneficial to them than actually considering reality. The problem with them acknowledging reality is they'd have to do something about it, like changing their behavior or accepting differences in people, maybe even making better life choices. Very scary stuff for cult members. Yeah, yeah, that's true. They're just rolling around in the propaganda. If they know it's not real, they're choosing to amplify propaganda to influence anyone else who wouldn't know. That facts over feelings crowd sure hates facts. But don't they know that makes them idiots? Like choosing to be disingenuous on purpose? It does, but in a different way, which is relevant whether you want to deprogram them or just argue against them more effectively. Emotional decision making is what preconscious humans used. Roger Stone is also the king of rat fuckers. He 1000% knows this. You've never heard of Sao Paulsboro? Roughly the same amount of topless women, but one could argue Brazilian women are much more attractive than New Jerseyites. Roger Stone knows the average supporter doesn't care because they're too stupid or too propagandized to realize. Yeah, there's like not a single mountain in New Jersey. This is what actually enrages me. You don't need to be smart or tricky to weaponize media. These people aren't geniuses, and the politicians know they aren't. Their followers just knuckle draggingly stupid and will believe anything they see at a moment's notice. Exactly. Like I said, because nobody seems to want to do the math. If we took it at face value, let's say between 6 and 800,000 people went to that New Jersey rally. New Jersey has a population of uh, what was it? Let me look. I put it up. 9.2 million people. So that is 0.086% of the population. But we should have known they were going to take a look at the crowd and then actually try to convince the rest of the nation that it's such a huge crowd. It's like every person in the fucking state went to it. No, 0.086% of the population is who went to the rally, and that's if we believe you, using your numbers, which of course those change. Ah, and posting images of Rod Stewart concerts from Brazil don't really help you out that much. Okay, what was that other thing I wanted to touch on? Trump had a rally in Brazil. There you go again. There you go. Johnny McEntee, senior advisor to Project 2025, claims he distributes fake money to homeless people so that when they use it, they will be arrested. He asserts that he does this to clean up the street. So, just so that we're clear here right off the bat, Johnny McEntee saying this out loud to the point where it's going viral needs to be aware of the fact that holding and distributing counterfeit cash is a felony. Homeless people would probably be smarter than that and take a look at what they're being given because they're used to pricks like Johnny McEntee. But Johnny McEntee announcing on social media, no less, that he makes or owns and distributes counterfeit bills, knowing that they are counterfeit bills, is a felony. It's not just illegal to try to pay for shit with one, it's illegal to have them and distribute them, even when you're not paying for something with them. So, little Johnny McEntee, I would expect, if this were posted yesterday, should of course already be arrested today, right? Admitting a felony on social media. Smart. Actually, this will help up clean the street by getting his ass arrested. You know that distributing counterfeit money doesn't even go through a local PD. It's kind of like a federale issue. What really bothers me about this is that he has what authority to do this? Fox News is not authority. Won't happen, he's too white, but he should be first just for doing this in general. Secondly, that's aiding and abetting. If he's knowingly handing out counterfeit bills, he's helping commit the crime. There is absolutely no way they can spin it otherwise. Yeah, that would be like Secret Service duty, not people you want to fuck with. Biden's dog will remember what he did. That's cute. You don't want to fuck with the homeless population either. When you have nothing, you have nothing to lose. Somebody's going to cave his skull in. He says that he was using movie prop money, which has a lot of indicators on it to warn people it's fake money. If prop money is so apparent it wouldn't reach the bank in the first place. His intended victims are homeless, not stupid. The fact that he is presenting it as real money is the point here, not whether it's one kind of counterfeit or another. If his intent was to use and distribute it as legal tender, that is the crime. If you pass it with the intent to deceive, it is a crime. This guy was Trump's aide in the White House and has been forced to testify before grand juries and will likely be implicated himself in J6. He's the only person who needs to be jailed. Or maybe he's trying, like Kristi Noem, to get the VP nod. You know, they all fall to further and further lows because they know that's what turns these people on. It's so fucking sad. It's so creepy. Immigrants are turning the country into a shithole. Wait a minute, that was Trump's rally. Could you imagine having to clean up after a maggot rally? Yeah, because they're all boomers too, that think the world is their trash can. Look, somebody even left their little, fold up portable camping chairs there. Imagine how much worse the mess would have been with a sizable crowd. Ah, shit. That should get comment of the week right there. Trash watches trash and leaves trash. Delusional dump for a liar named Trump. Spittin' bars. That should be on the cover of the Post today. Stop calling them pigs. Real pigs are actually very clean animals. The myth comes from them being omnivores who will eat almost anything. So humans feed them almost exclusively refuse. And because they take mud baths, because that's what they do to deal with parasites in the sun. Pigs are one of the very few, if not the only non-human animal able to sunburn, because pigs are the only creature that have skin almost identical to humans. Poor little piglets. A lot of them are police, yes. Oh, watch the documentary on the shit show that was Woodstock. Yeah, somebody on Twitter actually posted an image of the crowd at Woodstock and tried to pass it off as the Trump rally crowd. Oh, you mean that one pic also floating around from Rio in Brazil that they were saying was the Trump rally? Last time I was in New Jersey, there were no mountains or sandy, white, beautiful beaches. There's one where they're sharing a picture of a Queen concert from 1980 something too. Yep. Oh, I saw this one, the parody meme where they show the audience of Live Aid and the Live Aid banners are clearly visible. So smart people will know it's a joke and maggots will be reminded how fucking stupid they are. You have to be mentally ill to wear diapers as a normal, healthy adult. These people are lost. The U.S. can only hope that you turn around your voting laws and that these people are thrown out of office. The good news is that all those porta potties are gleaming because his supporters just wore their diapers. So now his rallies smell like the swamp he wanted to drain. Conservatives complaining about liberals not cleaning up after themselves is a common trope. But the photograph shows that if you have a large enough group of people in a space that they have no responsibility for, they'll just leave it a huge mess. And that's really fucking funny too. Because the younger generations are the ones that are all about recycling and not polluting and get pissed at older boomers that throw their trash everywhere they go, which boomers complain about, which is why they go to Trump rallies and leave it a fucking mess. But they'll still find a way to blame liberals. You know, the poor bastards are going to have to clean it up and won't get paid. Wherever he goes to have rallies, he stiffs workers everywhere. They already were stiffed by having a rally during his previous run. This time they stipulated payment in advance. $53K up front to be exact. He was told no payment, no rally, so his campaign had to pony up the dough beforehand. And they probably used immigrant labor to clean it up with that public communist money. Damn, that's sad. Lawrence Taylor. Oh, wait, never mind. He was welcoming on stage and congratulating him. Now, this is sad. People at Duke University took off because they had Jerry fucking Seinfeld there. That is sad. You know, I love Jerry Seinfeld, but this really pisses me off. He went public recently with Michael Richards, who played Kramer, talking about how he's gonna do some type of project, or if he did a project, he's gonna have Michael Richards in there because he hates all these woke college campuses and shit. When Michael Richards was filmed going on a racist tirade at the Laugh Factory, which is what I think the comedy club was called, I remember he showed up to do a public apology on one of those late night shows. And they had Michael Richards live via satellite to do the apology. The audience was starting to laugh because he looked like Kramer from the show. It was almost like they expected it to be a bit, but it wasn't a bit. And Jerry was very, very upset, and he said, "It's not funny, everybody. This was horrible." And like one of his main concerns back then was that they were still in the process of releasing the Seinfeld DVD collections for all of the seasons of the show. And they had yet to release season 9, I believe, the last season of the show. And then that's when this Laugh Factory, Michael Richards hate speech thing came about. And apparently Jerry Seinfeld was so pissed off because how was this going to affect sales of the DVD box set? And that's something else that I'm really disappointed in Jerry Seinfeld about. This guy made bank when his show was broadcast. he was making like 3 or 4 times more what the rest of the cast members made on that show. He honestly did. And he made a fortune off of Seinfeld. He made a fortune as a comedian following that show and before that show, but mostly following the success of Seinfeld. And when it came to the DVD sales, he really, really cared about what Michael Richards did at the Laugh Factory. He really cared about it, to the point where, they went on the late night show together so that Michael Richards could issue his apology. And now he's virtually threatening the public by teaming up with Michael Richards again because he doesn't like wokeness and he doesn't like college campuses. The last time Seinfeld attended a graduation because his girlfriend was graduating high school. Wouldn't that make her too old for him? Well, he has been married for 25 plus years. As soon as he started getting famous, he apparently was dating a 17-year-old. Seinfeld is a terrible person and pedo. But you want to know something? It is saying something bad about Jerry Seinfeld. And I love Jerry Seinfeld. I know practically every episode of that show by memory. I loved that show. I love Jerry Seinfeld, but he's the one that started complaining about college campuses. He's the one that started complaining about wokeness, like all these other boomers and far right maggots and shit. I mean, he's not a maggot per se, but he complains about college students. He complains about college campuses. He complains about political correctness. He complains about wokeness. So what the hell is he doing accepting an invite to do a speech at Duke University? What the hell is he doing accepting more invites to colleges and universities? What is he doing it for? And nobody's mentioning this. Maybe some of these people are too young to know, but you could watch it on YouTube. Opie and Anthony made fun of it. Howard Stern made fun of it. You could find clips right now from these old radio shows where they went over the Michael Richards incident at the Laugh Factory. When he pulled that racist shit, Jerry Seinfeld was very upset about it. Very upset about it because it was politically incorrect. Because it was going to drive away a whole lot of fans. And of course, he was mostly worried about how it was going to affect the DVD sales for episode or seasons of the show that were still yet to be released. Went on late night talk television with Michael Richards, so Michael Richards could voice an apology publicly. And now he hates wokeness so much, he's practically threatening the public. I'm going to team up with Michael Richards since you don't like that racist stuff. And I hate that woke bullshit with all these kids complaining about it. So I'm going to team up with Michael Richards. How do you like that? No, Jerry, no, please don't do it. Don't make people hate you. Don't make people hate you. This is part of the reason we love you and we love Seinfeld. Okay, I was a little kid when Seinfeld premiered. My parents never watched the show when it was on. Now they love it. Okay, my parents, it's like they get into everything like 15 years after it goes off the air. But, you know, I knew people who watched Seinfeld, and I remember when I was a kid, my aunts and uncles telling my parents, you gotta watch Seinfeld. It's so fucking hilarious, you gotta watch it. And my parents never watched it, and I tried to watch an episode, but I didn't stick with it. I turned it off because I was a little kid. Um, it didn't appeal to me as a little kid, and in fact, I kind of got a little scared, watching Jerry and George in the coffee shop talking about sex. This adult, bald looking fat dude with glasses sitting on a show talking about sex that actually kind of creeped me out as a kid. But that's because the show wasn't designed for me as a kid. Then I grew up. I reached the age that they were when they started the show, and I watched the show and I loved it. And nowadays, not too long ago, I recently binged watched the entire series again for like the third or fourth time. And that's why we love Jerry Seinfeld. That's why we love the show. Jerry was the level headed one. Okay, Jerry was the perfectly sane, normal one. And even when he did get neurotic, he never flew off the handle. It was funny when he did. Jerry Seinfeld's character never truly got angry. And all of his friends, they were all neurotic and weird ass New Yorkers, and each one of them had these different streaks in them, and they complemented each other so perfectly, and they weren't always honest, they weren't always good people, they weren't always polite or whatever the case might be, but you still love them all. It's like you could still learn good things watching these characters interact with each other in the world. And the Jerry Seinfeld character was supposed to be Jerry Seinfeld as Jerry Seinfeld, and that's why we loved him. He was really cool, Jerry Seinfeld. The funny guy and the nice guy and the polite guy and the sane dude, level headed. I don't know. What the fuck is it? Is it because he's a boomer? Is it because he's way overdue for a midlife crisis and never had one because he had the show and now it's his time? I don't know. I don't know. But it's sad. I don't want to see Jerry Seinfeld go any further down the right wing, anti woke rabbit hole. And why should he care anyway? He's worth a freaking jillion dollars. Even if he loves comedy and he's doing it because he still loves comedy, you don't have to care If a crowd of college students don't like you, you've got nothing to lose. You've made a fortune. I don't know. I just had to get that one in there. What's happened to you, Jerry Seinfeld?